I want to read this story somebody put out. I won't say no names. You wouldn't know who it was, even if I did. I don't even really know who this person is. But I just want to read something that they posted. Here we go. It says, when you go from being evicted with your partner to having to go separate ways from your partner and live somewhere uncomfortable until you and your partner find something that's suitable for both of you. Just for your partner to break up with you 25 days later since the eviction, but still messes with your head having you believe y'all still together, but really wasn't. Just for your so-called partner to go behind your back and get an apartment for just them, and your partner was well aware of the living conditions that you were in, but you got not one single invite to come stay with them because they enjoy their peace and didn't want no relationship or anybody living with them. So you get you an apartment 2 months later after they got theirs, and without a doubt offer for them to come and stay with you or even come over anytime they please. Because again, they will go from playing in your face that they don't want no relationship with you, but still buying you flowers, sending heartfelt messages about how they feel about you and want to make shit work. But silly me for offering up my crib for her to come over whenever when I had asked permission to come to her shit. Days later from the time you got evicted, they gets evicted. And the first thing you do is offer them to come stay with you with the key in hand because you know what it's like to get evicted and not have nowhere comfortable to lay your head. Just for them to leave you high and dry 30 days later, move out to avoid paying rent. Putting you behind with paying rent when you've been on time, never late since you moved in. Now you late on rent because they swore up and down they were going to have their half of the rent by the end of the month. But the whole time they was plotting to move out. And now you have to play catch up because they were being used temporarily while they came up with a plan to start their life over in a new state that you had no idea about until just yesterday. But weeks prior, we was just planning a whole new life with each other because, mind you, we wasn't together for the last 10 months. So we took us living together again as a fresh start, spending the holidays together, decorating the house, taking holiday pictures, hosting our first Thanksgiving, Christmas together, etc. Things we couldn't do last year because we were separated, just for her to have a plan in motion to leave, but didn't want to come off as she used me. So she convinced herself that I didn't want her here. Instead, and left. I never felt so played and misused in my life. I went through all of this while also having, you know, the C word. And if you think I'm going to ever be with anybody else after this shit, you got another thing coming. Boy, 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 what is we as human beings going to learn? As young people, what is we going to learn? Y'all, it's always been the type of world where you have to keep your head on the swivel and live your life logically, not with your heart. You know, you can't be emotional and go on all how your heart make you feel, how that person make you have butterflies in your stomach. And you have to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it means not being with that person. Even if it means putting off that relationship or not being able to do what your flesh will want you to do. Because logically, it could, it don't make sense, or you're risking being played or being, in a situation that you don't want to be in. And that's what we got to do. Just like people got to get up every morning, and they have to get up, and sometimes they have to leave out their door at 5 a.m. Sometimes you just got to get up at 5 a.m. and be out the door at 6. Either way, it's a struggle. And it's something you do day after day after day after day in order to survive, in order to maintain, in order to pay rent, have a roof over your head, food, take care of your children. Then you do it because you know at this time, that's what you have to do. So it's the same thing in relationships. You have to do the right thing. Damn how you feel. Because really, if you could do what you really wanted to do in life, you wouldn't get up that morning and go to work. You would call off. Then the next day you would say, I ain't getting up. You would call off. And then next day, but you know the reality is if you do that, you risk losing your job or you risk losing payments that's going to put you behind. So I think of life in relationships, whether it's business, especially intimacy, or, with a partner that you growing with about to marry or are married to. You have to be very, very careful, and you have to do shit in the right way. Have order. You can't go by what your flesh make you feel. You can't go by how that person make you feel when they look at you and then they touch you. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure, do your best to make sure that when you giving your all, let your guard down and trusting these people and allowing them in and doing shit for them that you know they won't do for you, they're showing you signs. Now, if they on the up and up, everything you put out, they putting out. Everything you receiving, they receiving. Everything you giving, they giving. That's a beautiful thing. And if they came out of the blue with some shit, it's like, oh my God, I couldn't see that coming. I get that. I'm not talking about you people. But some of you people of the world, including me, you know what I'm saying? We see the signs. You see the signs. They see the signs. They've been showing you that it ain't equal. It ain't fair. It ain't no fair play. Ain't no fair weather friend. They showing you. They telling you. Now, you been experienced this already, the separation. Then when they said it was over after 25 days, there would be nothing else to talk about. That's where you made your first mistake. Once y'all had that situation where you had to go separate ways, people go through it sometimes. If you get put out, you can't come up with the money, you go your way, he or she go their way. But y'all still together and y'all grinding, and a month or two later, y'all back together like clockwork. And in between that time, you spend as much time as you can together almost every day, every other day, and you sleep in different places, and you get right back up and you do it again. You ain't missed a beat. But these folks, when you have to go through that with and you separate and they acting funny and you don't talk to them like that, and then next thing you know, here come the 25th day and they saying it's over, I don't want to be with nobody. Okay, it's heartbreaking, cry about it. Ask them are they sure. Why? Explain it to me. And once they'll have that conversation, once that's been rectified, whether you got the answer you was looking for or not, you got to walk away. Damn how your heart feel. Leaving yourself open. I'm here for you anyway. We can still be friends. All that shit. You asking for to have a foot up your ass. You asking for anything bad, worse that can come in your way to happen. So this is happening because you didn't do the right thing. You cannot blame that person, that partner. You can't. They wrong, hell yeah, but you still can't blame them. They showed you when they broke up with you, that was supposed to be it. After you let them explain the situation, because yes, of course, we might want a couple of answers. But it don't take no 2, 3 weeks, 4 months for them to fuck us over again to get those answers. You got the answer when they broke up with you. Forgive yourself, move on, take some time to be alone. It's okay to be by yourself. You don't have to be lonely to do that. And when you're healed, if you ever decide later in life that you want to be bothered with a man or a woman, then you go for it. But you learn from your mistakes and you forgive that person, and you don't have to talk to them to forgive them. You don't have to be there for them to forgive them. Stop setting yourself up for failure, people. Stop. They don't care.